Hello and welcome. I'm Adri Gregan, and welcome to my channel. Now, this video will mainly serve to introduce myself and explain the title, because I figured it was a good chance to do this now that I'm over 100 subscribers and my channel is starting to pick up a little bit. I figured this would be a good introduction for any newcomers or anyone who's already been here before. I won't be talking too much about me, like personally, but since this is a channel introduction, and in case you can't tell already by how I'm talking, I don't have a script prepared. Just like my post episode analyses, this is going to be off the cuff, if you would. Now, what is this channel? Well, it's a passion project, like most YouTube channels, at least as they start, and it's built on three main tenets, I'd say. The two most obvious ones, the things that you will be seeing, the videos that I mostly will post, are my live reaction videos, what I call the live analyses. I'll explain that more in a minute, and my video essays. If you have seen my channel, you're probably aware that this is going to be pretty anime-centric. Not because I watch a lot of anime. I haven't seen any in quite a while, actually. It's been several years since I've been an avid anime watcher, but I do have quite a few under my belt. And I'm not incredibly interested in increasing that too much. So the shows I'll be mainly watching are going to be more focused on really good quality shows. The reason I watch anime, despite not really interacting with the anime community, is simply because I really appreciate what it has to offer. Certainly more than like TV shows or movies, non-anime ones, anime is an interesting medium. There's so much to analyze and discuss about it. When it comes to the visual storytelling, when it comes to the music choice, the composition, the production, direction, pretty much anything you can imagine, even the voice acting, and obviously the material of whatever it's being adapted from, if it is an adaptation. There is just too much to analyze, and I really enjoy breaking down and analyzing each part. While I'm not an expert in any of that. The closest thing I would say I'm being an expert on is storytelling, simply because I am an aspiring novelist. I'm a writer. I'm a storyteller. So that's the closest thing I would say to having any sort of expertise. However, everything else, and that to a degree, is mainly out of passion, mainly out of interest of mine. So this is not an expert analysis, but simply the ramblings of somebody who enjoys talking about these things, if you would. So if that sounds interesting to you, then welcome. Regardless, that is effectively why I choose anime and why that is effectively the foundation of this channel. As I mentioned, the two main pillars are going to be live reactions, live analyses, and video essays. The video essays are going to be much slower to come out. I pretty much just write them as I have time and when I have time. And they're going to be a little bit less community focused. They're going to be more things that I'm interested in writing, although I am always more than open and willing to accept feedback and recommendations and things that people want to see. I would be happy to, like, if I'm thinking about writing about Demon Slayer or My Hero Academia, which my current one I'm working on is about, any comments or any notes of what people would like to see, I would love to hear it, because obviously I want to provide something that people want to watch. The reactions, on the other hand, are going to be almost exclusively community-centric. Obviously, I started with JJK before I had a community, so there wasn't really someone to recommend it to me. I just realized that season 3 was coming out, and as a big shonen fan, I figured I would go ahead and catch up on it. So that's what I've been doing with daily uploads. Moving forward after that, though, I won't be doing like just one show at a time, 6 or 7 days a week. Especially as new seasons start and more interesting things that I want to watch, like JJK Season 3 will be releasing weekly. In April, ReZero Season 4 will be coming out, so I still need to watch Season 3. That'll be next up on my list. But apart from that, I'll probably eventually settle into a rhythm of either every other day uploading and watching like 2 shows, catching up on them, or I will just be doing 1 episode a week, and like I'll be watching 7 episodes, 7 anime at a time. That does sound like a lot, so we'll see how that goes. So that's all up in the air. But I will always be making polls and asking what people want to see, with small exceptions like ReZero, which is one of my favorite anime ever. So I say that having not seen the latest season, which is why it's immediately on my list. As soon as I finish JJK season 2, which I'm currently on, I've basically just started, I will be watching ReZero season 3. But I'll also be taking opinions and taking advice on what I should watch next. So yeah, do leave in the comments if there's something that you want me to see. My anime list, the things I've watched, will be in the description there. You can check it out and see things that I have seen, I haven't seen, I plan on seeing, and yeah, just leave your feedback there. So those are my two main pillars, the video essays and the live analyses. I mentioned that there was a sort of 3 pillars. The third one is a lot less visible, and it's more ethos than anything. The reason why I started this channel, it's several-fold. Most simply, I wanted to start watching anime again. I thought this would be an excellent way to get myself back to watching anime, because I don't really have much of a reason to watch it on my own, because I really like taking value out of the things I consume. So if I can produce value, and I figured making YouTube would be the easiest way of doing that, so here we are. Now, I would be lying if I said I wasn't hoping to build at least some sort of audience here. Maybe not a fan base necessarily. Wouldn't hope to dream making it that big, but this certainly was a expansion, if you would, of me writing novels. A way of sort of not just getting myself out there like marketing, but developing my own storytelling sense and my own communication with other people. And yes, also building an online presence. I think that's important. So I realized that all the different things I was interested in and things I was interested in pursuing in sort of all aligned towards this goal. So here we are. Now, that being said, I obviously I don't intend on like starting every video with like, check out my novel series published on Inkvid every week. Check it out. And I'm not going to be like all promoting it. I mean, other than this video, I don't know when I'll even mention it, because I don't want it to seem like my videos are just a means of getting people to read my book. I want that to be an option if someone really enjoys my thought processes, and they enjoy how I look at media and how I look at fiction, and they're like, hey, if someone like this who thinks this way is writing something of their own, an original story, then sure, I'll check that out. And I want that to be open. So I'll leave it there, but I don't think I'll be bringing much attention to it much, if ever, which is probably shooting myself in the foot. But no one ever told me I was born to be a professional marketer. So here we are. And on that trend of being a professional marketer, that is probably the biggest tenet of why I'm doing this and why I decided to join the reactor sphere, if you would. I'm a firm believer that you should be the change you want to see. Now, I've watched reaction videos, anime reaction videos specifically, maybe some music, for many years now, but it's always been, for the vast majority of the time, a guilty pleasure of sorts. I watch it to re-experience anime vicariously through other people, to kind of relive my own experiences, and of course a little bit for the community. I think that's why a lot of us are here. But well, I think that does have value, and I'm not here to throw shade on the reactors. I think a lot of them are really incredible, and I think few, if any, of the truly successful ones actually do fake it. I think they are very genuine. I would argue the more you think someone is faking it, the more like allegations there are that they're faking it, the more likely it is that they're actually just being genuine, and those people are probably just jealous. I think it's pretty easy to see if someone's being genuine. And if they're truly being genuine, then often that takes a form that is different from what people expect, which is why they think it's not genuine. So that's why I have this kind of counterbalance thing where if people say it's not genuine, I tend to believe more likely than not that it is genuine, because it's causing them to think this is unnatural, I need to call it out, which is kind of a green flag for me. Strange as that may sound. And it may be false, but it's what I choose to believe. That's enough for me. But the change that I want to see is I want anime reactions, I want the reactor sphere to stop being a guilty pleasure. I want to change it from a guilty pleasure to an intellectual joyride, as I like to call it. That's why I call them live analyses. That's why I don't have some music playing when I do my pre-ep preps and my episode breakdowns. It's why I don't do crazy cuts. It's why I don't cut my reactions. It's why I don't cut my analyses unless there's like certain mistakes or things that you don't need to see. Obviously, I'll cut those out, but I'll keep them mostly uncut simply because I want it to be raw. I want it to be me, and I don't want to distract the viewers from the value I provide, the value I know I provide. And that value is, as I mentioned, an intellectual joyride. I want to break down episodes. I won't necessarily get into technical goals. I won't like go through an action scene frame by frame and say, ooh, I know this animator. Ooh, I know this animator. Maybe one day that would be cool to be able to do, but for me, it's mainly about the story, and it's mainly about significance and things that connect to my own writing as a novelist. Obviously, that is like story beats, that is characters, that is the thing that is most interesting to me, symbolism and thematic development. Like in JJK, I'm utterly infatuated with its exploration topic of sacrifice, of proper deaths, of, well, proper ways of living, of sinning, of all those kinds of things. There's a lot in JJK that I'm really enjoying discussing. Those are the shows that I really like because I'm really in my element when I'm talking about those things. I'm going through the episode bit by bit after my reaction. So that is the value I want to provide, and that is what I think the Reactosphere would benefit incredibly from having more of. That is not to say, I will say this disclaimer until I'm blue in the face, that is not to say anything bad about the reactors that exist currently. This is just a change I personally want to see, and I've decided to be that change. So if that's something that interests you, if you like my form of content, if you like the ideas I put behind it, I would love it if you would join. Yeah, and I think you would love it too. If this sounds good to you, then you're probably going to get exactly what you want. Now, another quick disclaimer, I'm not saying that I will completely avoid sensation. I am anti-sensationalist, but I mean, if you'll see some of my shorts, and if you'll see, especially my My Hero Academia reactions, I will get out of my chair. I will stomp my feet. I will lose my mind, just like the best of them, just like anyone else. Because if that is my genuine reaction, then I'm not afraid to do that. I will always pull myself together and do a level-headed analysis afterwards, but I will let my emotions take me where they take me, because I think that holding myself back in a desire to not be sensationalist is in and of itself disingenuous. So everything you see will be completely and truly me. It may not necessarily be unfiltered completely. Obviously, everyone has some degree of filter. That's just how society works. But it will be, I guess I could say it will be regulated but not filtered. It will be the truest me that you will probably ever see. And that's how I want it to be. Dang, maybe I shouldn't be a YouTuber. Maybe I should be a rapper. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've been told I have a good tenor voice, but I am not a singer. At least not in public. Regardless, those are my main 3 tenets, and this is what I want to be here for. A true, genuine reaction and analysis channel that provides value, that doesn't rely on clickbait. All of my reaction faces that you see, some of them may seem like true reaction faces, but they are all, without exception, and will always be taken directly from the episode. I will never create a face for a thumbnail, partially because it's disingenuous and partially because I really enjoy going through the episode and seeing what is the best thumbnail face I can find. And part of that joy, and hopefully this will give you confidence if you're doubting me, part of the joy of finding those thumbnail faces every episode is in the fact that I do not think of them on the spot. I do not go into an episode counting how many thumbnail faces I have, waiting for a moment where I could do it, or thinking about that. I genuinely, and as someone who habitually overthinks and who has had ADHD since I was like 6 or 5, so I've had it long before it was cool, and it's really bad too. Here it is now. As someone who's had ADHD, I habitually overthink things. So honestly, I'm kind of baffled myself when I realize I can say with complete honesty that as soon as I start recording, the idea of a thumbnail face never even crosses my mind. It only comes in after when I start editing. And that's kind of cool, actually. I'm kind of proud of myself for that. I think it'll keep being that way, though. And I think part of it is, like I explained, because I do enjoy finding it afterwards. And I think I would enjoy that search less if I gave myself hints during the actual recording. So let's go, me. That's pretty cool. That one's not for you guys. That one's just for me. Like I said, this is off the cuff, so whatever comes to mind goes. So here we are. Anyways, I think I've rambled on for long enough. I think I've said everything I really need to say. This was going to be under 10 minutes. Now I'm trying to make sure it's under 20 minutes. Perhaps I shouldn't, because that in itself is filtering, which I said I wouldn't do. I should just have it be as long as it should be. But, you know, for the sake of brevity, if you're new here, you're maybe not used to hearing me talk for all this time, so whatever. So, yeah, that's me. Adri Gregan. Novelist, historian, teacher, storyteller, YouTuber, I guess. And welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy your stay here. I hope you enjoy my reactions and my videos as much as I enjoy recording and making them. And wherever I'll see you next, whether it's my reactions, my live analyses, whether it's my video essays, or even my short skits. If you're really old on my channel, you might realize that, or if you just end up scrolling my channel, you might see I did a little thing where I was doing short skits before I started making full, longer form content. I haven't abandoned that per se, but I just don't have the time for that. So that's on an indefinite hiatus. I may one day come back to it, but that would probably only be if, heaven willing, I am able to actually like make any decent income off of this. That would be cool to do, but I'm not even going to entertain that thought right now. My focus is strictly on the things that I'm doing, both inside and outside of YouTube, of course. So yeah, whether I see you in my next video essay or I see you in, well, any one of my live analyses, thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, obviously, to stay caught up to date, and leave a comment if there's anything you want to say, any addition you want to add to it, to this discussion. I would love to open discourse with you. There may not be an episode for you to comment on, but there's this video. So if there's something I mentioned that you want to bring up, yeah, I would love to talk to you with it. It's my favorite part about making YouTube videos. It truly is. So whatever you end up doing, though, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, hearing me ramble on for almost 20 minutes now. We're almost at that point. But wherever I see you next, until then, have a lovely rest of your day.